Hello, amazing people. We're going to get started. You got 30 seconds to text 3 more people. It'll be a blessing to them. It'll bless your business. I know Onyx is going to be joining us as well. My beautiful sprinting. She's sprinting. Onyx is sprinting. You never know when you're going to have to run, right, Onyx?
That's right. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Saturday training quantum field. Oh my gosh, we got Renita Brennan on. We're going to have a very, 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 very fun day. And I'm really excited. We're coming into the This Is It convention. My phone has been blowing up and blowing up. And Onyx, I have 20 people coming. Onyx, I have 30 people coming. Onyx, I can't wait to hug you. Onyx. It's been so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to being able to hug all of you, to be able to meet some of you and see some of you that I haven't seen in maybe since Aruba or since another one of our events. But it'll be really fun to be together. And along with being fun, we're going to be breaking bread together. You're going to be learning. And one of the things that I really love about a network marketing opportunity is the community. And this community in particular is really special to me anyway. This is a really amazing group of light workers. And in network marketing, it's one of the places that I've learned that you actually can surround yourself by people who want to see you succeed. And there is nothing more powerful than being surrounded by a group of people that are lifting each other up. So if you are not currently registered, I'm telling you right now, register, because you're going to miss one of the most amazing events. Your cup will be overflowing. That's the first thing I would say to you on how to build the business. And the other thing is, I often talk about the size of your vessel, the size of your cup. And so some of you have pint-sized cups, and some of you have 1 gallon-sized cups. And when you come to an event like this, what you'll find is if you come with a pint-sized cup, you'll leave with a much larger cup, which means the quality and size of your business can grow. Your ability to have a larger business, your ability to change lives changes because the size of your vessel is larger. So there's something very powerful about being in the room with, Renita and Scott, or with Mike and Sahi, or with, Steve and Gino, or with Matt and Kim, or dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of other leaders, whether they're SPDs or brand new senior directors that are here to help you succeed. It's incredibly powerful. So if you aren't currently registered, I'm encouraging you to get yourself registered. Don't miss it. I will be traveling, so that you all know, I'm leaving Spain in like 4 sleeps, I think. I'm headed to Portugal. I'm going to do a meeting on Saturday in Portugal for Miguel's team. Miguel has been absolutely rocking it in Portugal. So I'm really excited. I'm going to do a master class on Saturday afternoon. So it's 1 week from today in Portugal. And then Sunday, I'm getting on the plane and I'm finishing the rest of the way back to Miami. And then I'll be driving in my little car up to Tampa. And I cannot wait to see everyone and to break bread with everyone and just have a beautiful special weekend where you're going to leave filled up, overflowing, knowing how to build your business, having belief in yourself, having belief in each other. And you wouldn't believe the stuff that God's been dropping in for me to talk about at convention. So I'm really excited about what that's going to be like. So, but today I'm really excited because we have Renita, and Renita is like on fire, like always on fire. This girl, she's, I think, the second fastest SPD in the company, which is just incredible. But remember what I always say, even though I'm learning to sprint, you all know that this business is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You will sprint for periods of time, just like I talked about. You'll do a 90-day sprint in this business, but you won't sprint the whole time, typically, unless you're like one of the Brennans or like the Merritts and you're like world-class athletes, which I am not. I did not raise world-class athletes. My only goal is to finish the race. And that's what I want your goal to be. It's not about being first. It's about finishing this race. And it's an amazing race because for the first time, you're going to be around people that want to see you succeed. They're going to tell you what kind of sneakers they're wearing. They're going to tell you what kind of socks they're wearing. They're going to tell you what clothes they're wearing. They're going to tell you what food they're eating in order to be able to finish this marathon. And so I'm really excited to be together again. And I'm really excited for this Saturday because Renita is always so much fun. So I'm going to be quiet and turn this over to Renita and let the fun begin.
I love you. I think everyone should just start the meeting with flexing because we're going to be empowered today. We're going to be strengthened today. We are so Onyx. Come on, show me those guns again. This is power yoga, hot yoga over there. But now she's a sprinter. She's. I always say in life, you never know when you're going to have to run, right? You guys, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you, Onyx. I just love you. I just love your family. I'm so thankful for Steve and Gina. We're praying for them today as they're on the road. You guys, this is it. I'm so excited to be teaching today and sharing with you just some things that are on my mind and heart. And, I want to start the meeting off by telling you the biggest source of information and inspiration is making a decision. Okay, so I'm here today to help you make a decision because some people say, oh, I'm not that inspired. The biggest source of inspiration is making a concrete decision. And I want to show you something. I'm just going to screen share with you just really quickly. There's one of my favorite sayings of all time. Hopefully you guys can see that. Once you make a decision, the universe or God conspires to make it happen. I don't know if you know this saying, but it is one of my all-time faves. Like there's a longer version of it, but this is it in a nutshell. Let's read it again. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. And I want to tell you what happened to us this week as a family. We've been kind of house hunting. We wanted to have a house in North Dakota here where my mom could be living with us if she chose to. We wanted an office because we work from home. And we wanted many things. Bo graduated college. We wanted him to move back. And honestly, we had not found a house or made a decision, and we were kind of in this interim. Well, this week we found a house and it was like the perfect house. But what inspired me last weekend, I was at Hobby Lobby and I found this incredible chime. And in my mind, I thought, I'm going to buy this chime. It's at Hobby Lobby, it's 66% off. And I'm going to hang this on the front porch of my new house. So I have Bo here to show you my chime. Bo, come behind me or come over here. Come over here with Bo. This is Bo. Hold it up. Hold it up. Bigger. Up at the top so they can see it. Look how big it is. It's so beautiful. Get close so they can hear it. Get close so they can hear it. Listen to how it sounds. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Now, the reason I wanted to show you that is that was my inspiration for actually wanting this house. I'm like, I'm going to find a beautiful house where I can hang this chime on the front door. And would you guys know, listen to this saying that you see right here, once you make a decision, the universe or God, I call it G-O-D because I'm a believer, conspires to make it happen. This week, we found a house that we loved. You cannot make this up. Our house has been on the market for 6 months. No one has even made an offer. We put an offer on the house of my dreams where I'm going to hang that beautiful chime you just saw. I love it. I love it. It's so gorgeous. Chimes are so healing. And guess what? I am not kidding you. 30 seconds after we hit submit on the offer for the house that we wanted, 30 seconds later, our realtor said, you just got an offer on your home. I mean, in 30 seconds, as soon as we decided, we had an offer on our current house that we're living in. You cannot make this stuff up. We have not had an offer in 6 months of living, in 6 months of it being listed. So I'm here to tell you, it is time to make a decision. And hopefully today I can give you a little inspiration to help you on that journey. I'm going to pin myself here so you can see me. So I love chimes, by the way. I love frequency, which is why I love this patch. I believe that the future of healthcare will be light frequency, energy frequency, sound frequency, all of these beautiful, beautiful, non-invasive things that God created to actually design our bodies to heal. So today I really want to talk to you about like making the decision to go to this is it and how that can possibly change your life. It all starts with the decision. I think that when people are indecisive with, oh, I don't want to go, maybe I should go, maybe I shouldn't, can I afford it, can I not afford it, you're kind of on the fence, nothing really great happens. Just like the saying I just showed you. As soon as we decided to put the offer in on the house, our current house literally had an offer, right? I mean, it was like in 30 seconds. If I could show you the text messages, you'd be like, that is unbelievable. That's totally God, right? But the inspiration came from that last weekend when I was at Hobby Lobby and I found that chime and I'm like, this is the chime on my new house. It's going to be just echoing in the neighborhood. So such beautiful sounds. The reason I share this with you is because most people are moved emotionally, right? Most people have an emotional side. It's called the limbic part of the brain. And, you know, we can tell people all the time, you know, what you're doing. Hey, I'm patching people. I wear this patch. That's the what. But when you get into why you're doing this, that is what moves people to action. That is why Stephen, Jean, and Onyx do such a beautiful job on every single one of their meetings to bring in different testimonies from different people. I mean, from people with MS to people in wheelchairs, right? To people that have been in chronic pain. I mean, if you have not been on these trainings that are free for us all week long, you need to plug in, because when you plug in, you're plugging into an energy, and the energy is an energy of inspiration. It's an energy of education. It's an energy of healing and hope and restoration and regeneration. Exactly what the patch does is regeneration, right? And so people just want to know what you're doing. They want to know why you're doing it, right? Why do you do this patch? Why are you doing this patch? And we're doing it for several reasons. Many of you know the story of my mom and dad. I got started actually because of my mom's Parkinson's, and it actually by the 11th day, my mother was walking without her walker. I mean, if you guys would have seen this, you would just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this patch works, right? Because that was the only thing different that we had done. Honestly, I had not had a personal experience because I was not wearing the patches. I was actually given the patches to try on my mother, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So my mom had this dramatic effect on the 11th day, right? And then that same day, we decided to patch my father with his oozing, goozing legs, which I'm sure you guys have seen the picture of that. And once you know it, within 24 hours, my father was a one patch miracle. So my inspiration to do this business came from witnessing my 77-year-old beautiful mother, an 80-year-old Marine father, have a transformation with their health. And I just thought to myself, if it's doing this for these two people, what's it going to do for me and everybody else that I love and care about, right? So what happened was I put the picture. I'm going to tell you how we made a decision, because our business started and activated the day we made a decision. So what happened was Scott and I, we were involved in another company at the time. And we weren't looking for another opportunity. I wasn't out there seeking another financial opportunity. We have multiple businesses. We homeschool the boys. We help take care of our aging parents. We had a new puppy, Golden Doodle. We're over the top over here most days, right? Yesterday, I think I did 9 Zooms. And so like, we are like very busy family. So I was not out there like twiddling my thumbs, hoping I could find something else to do. But what happened is I put that picture out on social media, and all of a sudden, the floodgates opened, you guys. Scott and I think, enrolled 60 people before we got our first order. Before we got our first patch order, we had enrolled 60 people. And what happened was the other company we were with, actually, they shut us down. The moment they saw my post on social media of my father's legs, like they were oozing and goozing in this big edemic, and 24 hours later, it was a miraculous experience. And again, I'm not making medical claims. I am not a medical expert. I am a health expert. I want you to know that I am a health expert. I am not a medical expert. So I'm not making any medical claims here, but I will tell you what we saw with my mother, walking without the walker, wanting to make me eggs that morning, upbeat spirit, was something we had never seen in the last 3 years. When my dad's legs stopped oozing 24 hours later, that was not anything we had seen in 6 months. This was substantially, uniquely different than anything we had ever seen. So when I put that post on social media, I wasn't thinking I was being uncompliant with my other company. I just wanted to show my dad's legs. Well, they shut us off. That company canceled our account. Can you believe this? So we went from making 6 figures to making 0. And guess what happened? Scott and I looked at each other, and Scott is very analytical. He reads the policies and procedures and the compliance. He said, we were not uncompliant. We were not following compliance. He said, this is not another, CBD product, because that's the company we're with. No, this is a uniquely different, incredible phototherapy patch that has, it's like the only technology in the world that can do this. He said, we were non-compliant. And he looked at me and he said, Renita, do you think we should go back and fight with them? Or should we just move forward here? And I looked at Scott that day. I mean, literally, you guys, I mean, imagine 6 fingers gone, just gone. I looked at Scott and I said to Scott, I'm going to make a decision here. I said, we can use our energy to fight, or we can use our energy to build. That's what I said. I said, let's build. Let's build, Scott. I said, that's fine. We can't make all those decisions from the past anywhere. We got to move forward into this future. I believe that we're called for such a time as this. I believe this is a divine appointment. So I'm asking you today, have you made the decision? Have you decided? Because once you decided, the universe or God conspires for you to help you achieve your dreams and your goals. Indecision, not deciding to go to this is it, because I'm not sure, whatever, I'm just kind of taking a look at it. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. You should write that down. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. Indecision actually means that the potential that could be happening is not happening. The business that could be built is not. The people that lives could be saved or changed, not happening. The income that could be explosive and expansive and change your family's life is not happening because of indecision. You know how they say, comparison is the thief of joy. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. Say that with me. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. So now we have to ask ourselves, are you ready to decide? Why should you be at this thing? So I'm going to go back to screen sharing here, and I want to share a couple slides with you because I believe the very best is yet to come. I believe what we've done with this so far, when I see what Onyx and Steve and Gina have done, I am so fired up. I have never been more motivated to share something in my life. We are like in an opportunity window here, guys, where when the window opens, you don't sit back and say, well, I don't know, I'm going to think about it. Well, you're thinking about it, someone's sponsoring your mom. Well, you're thinking about it, someone's sponsoring your next door neighbor. This thing is a fast moving train. In fact, it is the biggest growth I've ever seen. Have you guys seen the numbers of the growth that's happened in 1 year? Did you guys see those numbers? I probably should share those numbers with you if you haven't seen them. The growth is tremendous and it's not slowing down. Remember, this industry is a $300 million industry, the stem cell industry worldwide, and it's on its way to 500 billion with a B. Someone is going to make the money. So you have to ask yourself, is that someone going to be me? And then you have to ask yourself, am I committed? Have I decided to do this business, or am I still 1 foot in, 1 foot out? The best decision you can make to commit is to get yourself to this is it. Why? Because at this is it, you're going to be inspired. You're going to be educated. You're going to be motivated. Inspiration overload. I mean, it's going to be so consuming. It's going to be in every cell of your being, okay? Every cell, which I want to talk about cells here in a second, because we actually are very cellular, energetic beings, which is why the patch works so amazing. But every cell of your body will be inspired. Every cell of your body will be changed because you're around a different group of people. You're around a group of people that are believers. They're moving into action. They're taking tremendous energy, moving in that direction. They see the miracles. I always tell people, if you saw the miracles I saw in my inbox, you'd know, right? But sometimes if you haven't started the business, if you haven't committed, you're not seeing any miracles. I mean, you're having a hard time even wearing the patch yourself. You've got to commit. You've got to decide. Decision is where everything happens in life. Decision is where God conspires for you to help you. Are you guys understanding this? If you have not decided, thank God no one's signing up on your team. When people were 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I wouldn't want to be on their team. I don't want to be in that person's team. That sounds like indecision. Who knows where they're going to be a month from now, right? Some people on here, you're praying, oh, I want my business to be blessed. And you haven't been registered for this is it. I mean, this is basic foundational stuff. You got to get to where the fire is. You got to get to where the energy is. I love the story in the Bible where the woman touched the hem of Jesus. She, he was walking through a crowd of people, right? She just touched the hem. Why did she want to touch the hem? Because something happened to her that day when she touched the hem. She was delivered of the blood disorder that she had for over a decade, right? Some of you watching this today, you need to touch the hem. maybe of Jesus, but really of This Is It convention and of the leaders that have gone before you. I love touching the hem of Onyx. I love touching the hem of Steve and Gina. I love touching the hem of David Schmidt, right? I love touching the hem of Mike and Saeed. I love these leaders. When I touch the hem, I get fired up, right? I mean, it's so explosive what can happen when you touch the hem, when you get around the fire, when you get around the energy. Just like fear, like we've seen this for the last 4 years, fear is contagious in our country. The whole darn medical system is driven by fear, right? The media is driven by fear. We have to be different. We are light beings. I've heard Onyx say that. We're made of light. We literally emit a light out of our body, which is why the patch works so effectively. It reflects back that light that we're emitting, and it pushes different frequencies of light back into our body that activates different healing mechanisms. How incredible is this? And so at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, am I committed? Am I going to This Is It? So Scott and I that day, we said, you know what? We're going to use our energy to build. We're not going to use our energy to go back and fight with these fools. I said to Scott, we're off the pirate ship. I said, we're not going back on the pirate ship. We're using our energy to build. God has assigned us for this, for such a time as this. This assignment with LifeWave is assigned by God. And how do I know? How do you know if you're supposed to be here? Let me just give you really something common sense. How do you know? Look where the miracles are happening. I have these friends of mine that are like, I don't know if I should do this network marketing, that. I said, how many rank advancements has that company that you're thinking about going to had in the last year? How many rank advancements have they had in the last month, right? I mean, every month, have you seen the rank advancements? Have you seen the explosive growth, the sales, the number of enrollments, the number of rank advancements? And not only that, the number of miracles, health miracles that are happening. I mean, I don't have a PhD, but I do have a CSD. You guys know what a CSD is? You can have one too today. Common sense degree. And all I need to know is, if I'm supposed to do something, I got to look in the direction where the miracles are happening. And if the miracles are happening with health and with financial freedom, we've got people in our business making $6,000 a week. And I'm not making income claims here. I'm just telling you what's happening with us. $6,000 a week, and they've never made $100 a month in network marketing. This is different. This is not like anything else you've ever been part of. This is not like any other product in the world. And this is certainly not like any other opportunity we've ever been part of. This is it. That is the best name for the convention, because this actually is it. This is it. This is it for financial freedom. This is it for financial independence. This is it for the miracles, not only for yourself, guys, because this is not just a me job. Sharing is caring in this business. This is it for you and your team. So maybe you say, I don't really need the money. Well, guess what? I bet there's people that you've sponsored on your team that need the money dearly, right? I bet maybe you say, well, I'm healthy already. I could have used that. Hey, I'm a health bomb. I don't need to wear this patch. Are you kidding me? I'm like, Gina, I'm only going to take this thing off when Jesus comes back. Okay, because then I know I get a brand new body. But until then, I'm patching it up, baby, because why? Aging is real. And I know that we actually have a way to reverse aging with this patch. So just because you feel like $1 million, you can't see what's happening internally. I don't know what my liver's at, my kidney's at, all of these things. So it's very important, you guys, that you become a product of the product. You keep wearing it, but don't wait for your own results before you start sharing and caring. Because if you're watching this and you're a relatively healthy individual, what are you waiting to see? Like, I mean, do you want a rainbow shooting out of your head if you're already healthy? Like, I mean, you got to get going because everybody around you is hurting. Go out to eat and just shut your mouth and listen to the people around you. Everybody's talking about financial, constraints. Everybody's talking about health problems they're having. Everybody's talking about this stuff. So we can be a blessing. And remember, we're blessed to be a blessing. I believe the reason Scott and I bulleted to the top in 66 days is because we are blessed to bless others, right? It's not just to sit around and count our cash, right? We are blessed to bless others. And so if you don't understand that concept, it's really easy. Like when God is blessing you and you have a spirit of favor on you, that's for a reason. And that's sometimes for a season. And that means that you get out and you start sharing and caring about people. So I wanted to pop over to the numbers. I just am talking here, but I got to get to the flip chart. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up, but let's go back here one more second so that you guys can see it one more time. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires. If you haven't made the decision to go to This Is It, then don't sit there and be wishful thinking and hope your business explodes. It's probably not. I'll just be honest with you. It's probably not. You've got to make a decision. And the decision is you got to get around the people that are inspired, motivated, They're informative. They're going to teach you things that you don't yet know. They're going to inspire you in a way that you've not yet experienced, right? But once you get around that, guess what happens? You change at a cellular level. Just like that crazy fear is contagious, joy is contagious. Everyone changes. Everything changes, right? When you get around that spirit where everyone is moving and growing and sharing and loving and caring, right? And building, guess what? Everyone in the room is going to change. It is such a high frequency event. I heard one of the speakers, I think it was last week. I think it was, I can't even remember who said it. They actually said, you might have to go home and rest for a couple of days. That's because you're going to be ticking at such an extreme energetic high level while you're there. So let's get on over to this awesome presentation. Let me see if I can share it here. You have to forgive me. You don't have to be super good with technology. I get it wrong all the time, but that shows my realness. So here we are. We know that this is happening. If you haven't taken a picture of that, make sure that you get your team plugged into all that. Remember, the book of the month in August is How to Talk to Anyone. I love it. 92 little tricks, right? For big success in relationships. And I think that you can get that a downloadable form too, if you don't like hard copy. I like hard copy because I like to highlight. I actually believe that books have an energy, which is why I have a library of books. I have a library of books. Hey, let me just tell you one more thing about energy. We had looked at all these houses. We hadn't found a house that we were going to purchase. And guess what? One of the houses that we thought about purchasing like a week and a half ago, I said to Scott, the only problem with this house a week and a half ago that we were looking at, it doesn't have any place to put my books. It doesn't have any place to put my books. I'll have to put all my books in tubs. Readers are leaders. I've got an arsenal success library, right? I mean, it is like, if you saw the size of my library, it's bigger than most people's, shoes and clothes and closets, together. I have so many books. And then I said to Scott, I don't know if that's the right house. If I have to take my books and bury my books, I don't think it's a good idea. Do you know that we got to this next house that we actually put the offer in on? Scott goes, there is a bonus room. And on the back of the bonus room, it's got 4 ginormous closets. And when you open up the closets, it's bookshelves from the top of the ceiling to the bottom. And I said, this is the house. My books are coming with me. They're not going to be put in the garage in a tub. Like, we are going to put the books up there because in any moment of inspiration, I grab my book. So listen, if you do not have this book yet, readers are leaders. And maybe you don't want to read it. Maybe you just want to listen to it on Audible. You got to get the books. You got to get plugged in to the energy of success. It is a frequency. I am telling you what, success is a frequency. Just like death is a frequency, just like fear is a frequency. Success is a frequency. Healing is a frequency, right? So we love this. These guys are, these guys are doing amazing. We get to hear from Dr. Tony Smith. I mean, so many amazing things. And for the Canadians in the house, God bless you for being patient. Remember, that is relaunching. They got the big launch event here on Sunday, August 6th at 8 p.m. Everyone's going to want to be on board for this. I love this. We typically do a team meeting at 7. We're pushing everybody over to this Canadian launch party that Steve and Gina and Onyx are happening. That's what I can advise you as a leader. Plug into the leadership, plug into what they have going on, plug into their strategy because they're having success. Okay, you don't have to reinvent the wheel and do your own meeting at this time. Why would I do that? I'm plugging into Steve and Gina and Onyx's meeting. Like, I'm no dummy, right? They're going to offer amazing, incredible information that I probably don't even know yet. So you guys know all of this is happening. You guys, let's keep going here. This is at convention.com. If you haven't got your tickets yet, just get them today. Make the decision. I'm going to move on from that. We know about this. So it is a 90-day run. All of the goal for everybody is to go senior director by convention, right? Because we know that we've got that special early on meeting that starts earlier on Friday for those people that have rank advance. So we want to make sure that you guys are getting to these special events that are happening. So we're going to talk about this in a second, but I want to get back to 3 things that you guys need to do to really move your success needle. So hopefully you're taking notes, because the bottom line is success, again, is contagious. So the number one thing that you need to do to move into that success frequency or that success energy is, number one thing you need to do is decide. You need to decide to go. Okay, that's it. You need to make the decision. And if you're on here today and saying, I'm just not going to do it, Well, then again, don't expect miracles to bring on loads of people. Again, why? Think about that. Think about it's almost like in the Bible, it talks of double-mindedness, right? In the Bible, you have a spirit of indecision, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Well, I don't wish anybody on your team when you have a spirit of indecision, because you might sponsor somebody and then quit 2 weeks later because you just decided something else, because the emotions are fleeting, right? And so at the end of the day, I want people who've made a decision. I tell everybody, I want you on my team. When people say, I told somebody about it and then they went and signed up somewhere else or whatever, I said, you know what can eliminate that from happening? I am so straightforward. I say to people, listen, this is exactly what I say to them. I want you on my team so I can help you. Write that down. I want you on my team so I can help you. They're not going to go searching for a different sponsor. They're not going to go search to buy someplace else. If you say to them, I want you on your team so that I can help you. What does that person think? They think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get help from Renita. I want to be on that team where I'm going to get my questions answered, where I'm going to get the help. If you just send over a link and never talk to somebody and then you're upset because they didn't go with you, it's because you didn't say, I want you on my team. I tell people all the time, I want you on my team. And when I say that to them, when I say, so I can help you, it means I'm committed. It means I've decided, right? Some of you are not having success because you're indecisive. It is such a thief, right? Remember, indecisiveness is a thief of opportunity. Say that again and again. When you're not deciding, you've decided, and that's not going to make your business grow, right? And so number one is make that decision to go to This Is It. Scott and I were blessed and highly favored right after we decided to let the past go and to build our future. We decided we're not going to go fight. We're going to build. Are you going to fight or are you going to build? I'm going to build. I'm going to use all my energy to build because that's a positive momentum, right? And we did that. And like Steve said, we went, and Onyx said, we went senior presidential director in 66 days. It was not without effort, because I'm going to tell you what we decided. After we made the decision, I'm going to tell you what happened next. Get this. You're just starting today. If you're just getting started, thank God you're on this, so that somebody can tell you the truth. I want to tell you the truth. You decide. So we decided to do it. Well, just by the grace of God, and maybe some of you are on here today and it's by the grace of God, we got a This Is It convention coming up here in a couple of weeks. By the grace of God, when Scott and I started this business on June 28th, by the grace of God, there happened to be a convention at the end of August. Literally 45 days later, there was a convention that Scott and I could go to. Okay, we could actually go to that convention and learn. So after we made the decision that we're going to build, we're not going to fight. What did we do? We said, you know what? There's a convention coming up. Let's plan to go. So the next thing to do after you made the decision is to plan. Okay, you got to plan to go. Say it with me. I've got a plan to go. I've made the decision. I'm building. I got a plan to go. Okay, the next thing you got to do is you got to get on over to thisisitconvention.com, right? And you got to get registered and you got to start making your plans. So Scott and I decided, and then we made the plans. Hey, we're going to go to convention. We're going to go to convention to see what this is all about. We want to go see the heart of the company. We want to go see this David Schmidt. We want to give Onyx and Steve and Gina a hug. Like, we want to get to this event to see what it's all about. We planned to go. Okay. So first we decided, then we started planning. So today, if you have not made the decision, hopefully by now you said, I got to go. I got to go to thisisitconvention.com. I got to pick up on that energy. I got to learn. I got to grow. It's a success frequency, right? This is not happening by happenstance. This business happens by getting around the right people and touching the hem of the right people. Okay. That excitement is infectious. It's contagious. Okay. That knowledge is infectious. It's contagious. Those heartfelt stories that activate the limbic part of your system, you'll just stand in line at This Is It convention while you're waiting to get your lunch, that they're giving you 2 free meals while you're there. You're going to be standing in line waiting to eat, and you are literally going to hear stories from people in front of you and behind you that are telling you what this patch has done for their lives. And you will be weeping while you're waiting in the food line. You'll be crying while you're standing in the food line, hugging people that you didn't know 5 minutes ago until you're in the food line. And the reason that's happening is because you get around people that want to share their stories about what it's done, because they know that has the potential to change somebody else's lives. This whole thing is a life-changing mission. It's a life-saving mission, right? So you guys got to get to the food line. I mean, just register for This Is It convention just so you can stand in the food line. True story. Because if you need a little inspiration, I got in some lines at convention I mean, I was in line to go to the bathroom to go pee. I'm in line and I just look at people and I say, what has the patch done for you? And then they tell me, and by the time I hit the toilet, I'm bawling my face off, right? Because it's hitting that limbic system on my brain. And I'm like, holy cow, I better start dreaming bigger. I better start thinking bigger with this patch. This patch literally has changed and saved these people's lives. Like I got to get it pulled together here. So maybe it'll happen in the food line. Maybe it'll happen in the bathroom line. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's going to happen for you. I know this. If you show up, it's going to happen. That's all I know is it's going to happen for you. And it's going to activate that limbic portion of your brain, which is our emotional side, which is where we move the needle. We move the needle when we are emotionally charged. We move the needle. We can move our business when we're emotionally charged. Do you know what one of the best business tips I can get out to you guys? Sometimes I hear one testimony. Last night I was on a meeting. This woman with MS on our team. This woman was ready to file for disability. She was only 40 years old. She was a school teacher. She couldn't even teach anymore because her MS was so bad. She couldn't stand. All she wanted to do was sleep. I mean, it was awful, right? And she was on all these drugs. And you guys, this woman's life is drastically different. She had the patch on, and after a couple days, she realized she was teaching for 7 hours at the school and had energy to go home and tend to her family. And pretty soon, now it's been 3 months, you can't imagine, this woman is running again. I mean, she couldn't even walk. And now she's running again. I got off that meeting. Here's my piece of advice. Get off the meeting when your emotional and limbic system is moved and go make 10 phone calls. Do you know why? You are in a high frequency state. And when you're in a high frequency state, you are an attraction magnet for others. They will feel it through the phone. Okay. So after you hear these incredible life altering testimonies about health, or maybe it's finances, it's both probably. After you hear that, pick up your phone and dial. Because what comes out of your voice actually has a frequency. What comes out of your voice is so high frequency, the other person on the other end is going to say something like this. Listen, I've never seen you this excited. I've never seen you so inspired. I want to do whatever it is that you're telling me about here. I don't completely understand it yet, but I'm sold. Sign me up. That's how that conversation is going to look, because you're giving them your frequency. Okay. Don't have a high limbic system event and then wait 7 days to make a phone call. Now you're a dud. Okay. You want to get, when you're in that high frequency state, I know, ask Scott, the days when I'm high frequency, I can sponsor 10 people. Like, you'll know when you're there. And one time, all it really takes is one time of hearing a testimony, and then you go out and you do that, you guys. So the question is, make the decision. Maybe it's to get to the food line, to activate your limbic system to the emotional state, so you can say, I got to grab hold of this and run. Look at all these people that are in line for the bathroom that it's changing. They're all telling me their story. And then just ask everybody, when you're at This Is It convention, imagine this now. I'm standing at This Is It convention. I'm in line to get in the doors in the morning. You're going to look at somebody you never met. You're probably with your team, your friends that are coming with you. Look at somebody you never met. Make eye contact with them and say, what has this patch done for you? That's as simple as it is. What has this patch done for you? And let them talk. And by the time they're done talking, trust me, this is what happened to Scott and I. We had made the decision. We started planning when we saw there was a convention. We took the action to get to convention. And then I'm sitting at the pool with these women telling me the most remarkable, miraculous stories that I could almost not believe myself. I could barely not wrap my mind around it. We were only in the business 45 days. And you guys know, on stage at convention, Scott and I actually stood on stage and I said, we will hit senior presidential director in 15 days. And do you guys know, at that point, when I voiced that out of my mouth, we were 90,000 points away. But I said it out loud, and that woman muscle tested me. And then she said, Renita, you need to say, and I muscle tested weak, like it wasn't going to happen. And then she said, Renita, tell me all the great things that have happened since LifeWave. I said, oh my God, it's changed my mom's Parkinson's. Her Parkinson's is so greatly improved. She's got no more tremor. She's walking without her walker. She's peeling potatoes again. I just went on. My dad's legs, he was a one-patch miracle. And I just started saying, and my son, Bo, his migraines he's had for a year are gone in the first 8 days. And he said his brain is better. And everybody in our family, I'm sleeping through the night. And as soon as I said all those positive things, she said, stick your hand out again. And I stuck my arm out. I went like this with her fingers. And she said to me, say it again. I'm going to go senior presidential director in 15 days. And we have a video where she's holding my finger like this. And I said, I'm going senior presidential director in 15 days. And I was unbreakable. I was unbreakable. She could not break that. Like the first time when I said it, it was like my belief wasn't there. And then all I had to do was push out the energy of all the positive that was happening in my life, in Scott's life, in our family's life, and all the people. I just had to say it out loud. It was like a magnet of God's goodness coming out of my mouth, and it just attached. And then the universe said, this kid is for real, and she's going senior presidential director in 15 days. And then guess what happened? It happened. 15 days later, on the day, we went senior presidential director. So it all is about three things. Hopefully you guys got this by now. Making a decision. This is itconvention.com. Planning to go. Book your hotel. Book with your friends that are going along with you. And the third thing is action. Nothing in your life will change without action. Nothing. Okay, you're either staying the same or you have movement and momentum in your life. Okay, here's my motto: change or stay the same. Change or stay the same, right? So do you want to change? Do you want to say, I need to change. I need to get to this thing. I need to take action. I need to get around the atmosphere of these people that believe greater than I do, because I know the biggest strengthener of your faith is to get around people that have stronger faith than you do. And as soon as you get around those people, you're so inspired and motivated to take it to the next level. So what do we need to do with this business? Let's get to business building now, right? Hopefully by this point, you've already registered, or you're getting your team registered, and you're getting butts in seats there. Like Onyx said, when people are calling saying, I got 20 people coming, I got 30 people coming, guess what? Those teams are about to have explosion of God's goodness. Explosion, right? Remember the thing I showed you? As soon as one makes a decision, God conspires to help you, right? So they've made the decision to go. Their teams are going to grow. The people that don't get there, I'm not sure how their businesses are going to look a month from now, or even if they'll have a business from a month from now. I'm not exactly sure. I know the importance of hitching on to positive energy. So 90-day run is where it's at. This is a season of momentum. There you are, okay? How do you do this? Your goal is to go manager. Listen, if you make a decision today, you'll do it in an hour if you want, right? You just make a decision. I'm going to do this. And so your goal is to go manager, and that's to sponsor 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right at the silver kit or higher. Now, remember, the silver kit is the $299 kit. Okay, I'm going to show you something right now that I showed my own team, and it's a winning strategy for my own team, but I don't think I've ever showed it to anybody else outside of our team, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you, when you send people to your website, this is a hack. I'm giving you a hack right now. So if you're taking notes, I want you to take notes on this hack, or maybe you know it already. Maybe you say, Renita, I don't need that hack. I do that already. This is what I do with my team. Okay, let me screen share with you so you can see it. Now, I always start with X39. You always start X39 first. I don't care if they're a doctor, a nurse, the next door neighbor, an athlete, anybody that I deal with, they get start X39 first. And then I give them instruction. I say, hey, listen, watch the first video. It's a 2-minute video about light therapy. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but you're going to learn a lot in that 2 minutes. I always tell people, you're worth 2 minutes. It's another thing I say a lot. You're worth 2 minutes. Then scroll down a little bit and watch the second video on startx39.com. It's all about the X39 and how this GHKCU peptide activates our own stem cells. It's the most incredible video. It's 3 minutes long. And then I tell my friends, now listen, you're only in 5 minutes. Can you dedicate 5 minutes to yourself today? Gosh, I hope so, right? Maybe you're worth it. And they say, yeah, I'm going to watch it. So what happens, I've showed them that. And generally, you know what they say back to me? Holy cow, how do I get this thing? Now I'm going to show you what I do. So I don't just send over my website like lifewave.com/whatever your website is. You all have your own website, right? Okay. I don't just send over that website. I don't just say, oh, I'm going to send you my website, get started. People are confused. They got too many things going on. They're cooking dinner, the laundry's buzzing. They got kids, that need things. So I actually eliminate the first 3 steps. This is a huge business building tool for you. As soon as I taught this to my team, everything changed. I go to watch what I'm doing now. I go to the join button. See this? I come on over here to become a brand partner. I click on that bad boy. I'm just giving you real physical, tangible things that I do to build. And I'm a builder. Okay, come on down here to join us. So now we eliminated 3 steps. I'm going to show it to you one more time because repetition is good for the developing mind. So now what I do is I actually copy and paste this. See how I copied and paste that? You hit Control C, or you can right click it and copy it. And then I send it over to them. I'm sending them a direct link to the packages. Why am I doing that? Because I want everybody to be a brand partner. I want everybody to enroll what's right for them. But I know as a brand partner, you're basically a wholesale member until you start doing business building practices, right? And so I want everybody to have the convenience and flexibility to up, down, change their smart ship. You have actually the most flexibility as a brand partner. Okay, so and I always want everybody to save the most money. And you also do that by a brand partner, because remember, at gold pack, you get 1 free sleeve, platinum, you get 2 free sleeves of patches, and diamond, you get 3 free sleeves. So if you like free things, you got to get started at gold, platinum, or diamond, right? But what I do is I copy and paste that direct link and I send it to them. Now think about what's happened already. They've watched Start X39. I'm telling you how to sponsor 4 people today. This is what I'm showing you, okay? I'm showing you how to do it. Like, I'm such a hands-on person because I teach fitness for a living, right? And so actually I teach fitness for fun. It's not for a living. I do it for fun. But anyway, so you got that direct link, you send it to them. Now already they've watched the Start X39 light video on phototherapy. They've watched the Start X39 website video on X39. They're 5 minutes into this thing, right? And maybe you've shared your personal testimony of what it's done for you, your neighbor, or a family member. Okay, again, if you're a relatively healthy person, maybe you haven't seen much yet, but like Onyx says, we don't see, I didn't see my mom's spider veins go away until they were gone. You know, we didn't see the periodontal disease changing in my mom's mouth until she went back to the dentist and they were freaking out and called me like, what did you do to your mother's mouth? It looks like a different jaw, right? So I didn't see any of that stuff physically happening. It was just happening because the patch was on, okay? But by this point, I've shared Start X39, I've shared, watch those 2 videos, and I've shared something about my personal journey. I've shared a story that activated their limbic system, something emotional, right? I've shared what happened to my dad's, it's emotional. Sometimes I look at my dad's legs and I cry. Like, it's very emotional. If you knew the hell that we went through with those freaking legs for 6 months, you'd know, right? I mean, it was awful. 12 doctors we went to no avail, right? And so it's very emotional, but when you share a little bit about what's happened in your life, it activates, they're ready to buy. They're ready to buy. Don't just send them your website and confuse them. Send them your direct link. I'm going to show you one more time how to do it. Okay, last time, and then we're going to move on to the flip chart so you can get there because we have to get through it. Lifewave.com/whatever your website is. Some of you on here today don't know what your website is. You got an email that said what it was. Go back and find the email. Okay, you need to know what your website is. I mean, this is basic foundations of business here, guys. So lifewave.com/joy. Yours is whatever. You know, lifewave.com/Onyx Cole, Tina Dillon, whatever. I'm just looking at names. Whatever you chose. Okay, that's your website. I go over here and I click on what? Join. See that, my cursor? I come on over here to become a brand partner. Click on that. I scroll down just a little bit to click on Join Us. Now there's no confusion when they enroll. I copy and paste this bad boy and I send it to the people and I say, listen, I just sent you a link for the wholesale packages. I suggest, because you're telling me about your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle that needs this, that you go diamond. Sounds like you're going to share this with a few people, so I suggest you go diamond. From you just talking to them for 30 seconds, you kind of know where they're at. Because after watching the video, they'll send something back like, holy cow, I need this, and so does my brother, and boy, my sister-in-law is going through this. You'll get a health litany, right? And so because of that, because we don't diagnose or cure, I say, because of what you told me, tell them that, because of what you told me, I'm going to send you my enrollment link for you to enroll with the wholesale packages. Now, because of what you told me, I'm going to tell you to go diamond, because you're telling me about these 10 people that you need to help, and it sounds like you need some patches. Plus, it's the very best deal. So you can share some of those patches if you want. Do you see how I just did that? I eliminate the first 3 steps of confusion. Your business will go through the roof as soon as you do that. As soon as you do that, it's just such a simple tool, but it eliminates 3 clicks that people sometimes get confused on that journey. So let's go back here to, hopefully you can see this. Sometimes when you click back and forth on Zoom, it doesn't go back and forth. Hopefully you guys can see. Can you guys all see my screen? I hope you can. So 30-day goals to go manager. You don't need 30 days for this. The biggest thing in business that will help you to win after you've made a decision, after you've done the planning, after you've taken action, right along with action is one clue that will help you to soar in business. It's called a sense of urgency. Okay. I want to do business with people who have a sense of urgency. If you tell me about this patch and you don't get back to me for 10 days because you're scared to pick up the phone, honestly, I don't want to do business with you. I want somebody who says, you know what, I'm going to be in touch with you after you watch this, or reach back out. Let's communicate like in a half hour. Let's communicate tomorrow morning. Put a time frame on things. But here's the deal, guys. Don't make it take forever to go manager. I mean, right now, let's just make a list of 4 people you know that could use this patch. I mean, it's the patch is for everybody and their dog. We've got the biggest target market of any network marketing company on the planet. Think about this. Some companies sell weight loss products. And then you talk to your friend and they say, me too. You talk to another one and they say, I sell, collagen. And their friends say, oh, I sell collagen too, right? I'm like, you know what I say? Hey, listen, girls, I got the precursor to collagen. It's called GHKCU, and it actually creates the collagen in the body. So I'm one step before everybody else. And the best thing about our product, we're the only one in the world that has the patent to do it for the next 17 years. So, network marketing, you're supposed to find a consumer base with the largest consumer base. Do you want to be a network marketing company that sells only to females? Do you want to be a network marketing company that sells only to people that are overweight? Do you want to be a network marketing company that sells only to people that cook in their kitchen? You know what I want to be? I want to be in the network marketing company that sells to all the mammals in the world. We got the biggest target market. It's everybody and their dog and their horse and their cat, right? Like, we won, we get it. Like, it's everybody. It's literally every mammal on the planet needs our product. Have you ever thought about that? I mean, I'm talking to people that are putting patches on their plants, and they told me, go to Costco, buy 2 plants and put a patch on one and not on the other, and prepare to be jaw dropped. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go buy 2 plants and so now we're patching the plants. I'm like, I could go to greenhouses now, I suppose. Anyway, the bottom line is, you got to go, and you got to go quickly, because I think that's a sense of urgency is what helps to get the momentum going. So if you wait, if you do one thing once a week, and then you don't touch your business for another 3 weeks, and then you touch it again a little while later, again, you haven't went to making a decision. You haven't went to planning, and you definitely have not done action. Because I don't believe that you will build a large organization if you work this business once in a while. If you build your business once in a while, you're going to make once in a while money. So just set your expectations accordingly. You just got to do it. So a 30-day, 60 days, go director. So 2 people on each side as manager, directors 3 and 3. You got 6 people total, right? And 2 of those people are going manager. So find 2 that want to win of those 6. Hey, all 6 might want to win. I'll just be honest with you with this business. We've got more people working it than ever before. And of course, the 90-day goal is senior director. And remember, everything's built on the director. From then it's points, 10,000 points, right? 50,000 points, 100,000 points. It's all about PV and business volume. The goal is 2020. We all can think of 40 people right now that need this product. Physically, financially, or probably both, right? Onyx, I love that she created the 331 system. So if you've not been over to build331.com, that's the system, guys. That's where you all need to plug into and do the due diligence to watch each one of those steps to understand how we build it. The comp plan is step 8, by the way, for those of you that don't know. Onyx is tuning in. She wants to say something. Go, Onyx.
No. I'm just enjoying listening to you. I'm right here. I'm having a great time. Are you kidding?
Come on, Onyx. We need everybody to be at This Is It, because we know, that everything changes at a convention.
That's exactly right.
Everything changes. So if you are a little hesitant about the product, trust me, get in lines and just ask people what it's done. If you are a little hesitant about the opportunity, prepare to be blessed by people crossing the stage that are not just Onyx and Steve and Gina and Renita and Scott. You're going to see people from all walks of life, you guys. You're going to see dog groomers. You're going to see nurses. You're going to see teachers. I mean, these are people that are not network marketing professionals. And guess what? They're winning. They're having success financially. Most people, if they make an extra $1,000 a week, think about that. That's $52,000 a year. Are you getting a $52,000 a year raise at your job? I mean, I don't know anybody who is. And so at the end of the day, this is the ticket. Literally, this is the ticket to help you to achieve financial independence and financial freedom. And as what happened with Scott and I, we started this business back when we had lots of businesses. Even with LifeWave, we had a lot of business going on. But guess what happened? We moved in the direction of the miracles, Onyx. So what happened is when we saw what was happening financially, physically. We didn't say, well, we're just going to, play it by ear. We said, you know what, we're going to table all the other stuff we have going on right now. Not saying it's not important, but everything's a season. We got to get focused. Yep. We got to table all that, and we are going to run all hands on deck for this because of the miracles. Because I always believe that God wants us in this, he wants us as a season of miracles, right? So he wants us in the direction where the most expansion and the most abundance, right, Onyx, is happening. And the abundance of finances, the abundance of rank advancements, the abundance of health miracles, right? So that's the direction you're supposed to move. So when Scott and I saw that, we didn't say, oh, maybe we should do this once in a while when we feel like it. We said, table everything else. We'll kind of keep that on autopilot over here, and we're going to run all in with this LifeWave opportunity. And some of you need to decide to do that. Some of you need to decide to do that because you have multiple things going on, and you really haven't made the decision to say, this is it. Like, this is what I'm going to do because I know that I need to run in the direction of the miracles. Okay. Because miracles, I think we're in a season of miracles. I'm not sure if they're going to last forever. I have no idea how long this is going to last. I'm not counting down the days or anything because I think it's going to be a long season of miracles. But I think when the miracles are happening, that's when you jump in the water and you swim.
I always say you make hay when the sun is shining. And guess what, you all? The sun is shining, and it's shining. Oh, God has the sun shining right on X39 and LifeWave. And this quantum field team is just absolutely exploding. So all you got to do is plug in. It's not an entitlement business. I say that all the time. You're going to have to physically go out and do the work. But I love what Gina says. It's not like we're on the top of the roof, like putting roof tar down. Like Mike says, you're taking this little patch, you're pulling the sticker off the batch, and you're sticking everybody like you're 5 years old and putting stickers everywhere, and watch people's lives change.
Yeah.
And so
you don't even have to tell them what it's going to do, right? Let them tell you what it did. We have to get away from telling them what it's going to do for them, because then you're trying to treat, cure, prevent all these diseases. Quit telling them what it's going to do and just say, let me know what it does. Change the
I always tell them, I don't know what it's going to do to you. The reason I don't know is because your body is different than my body. And my black box in my body, when you activate my own stem cells, my black box tells my stem cells to go to my weakest link. I don't know what your black box is going to tell your stem cells to do. But I'll tell you what, can you give me 90 days? It's $299 plus taxes and shipping for you to give this a 90-day trial. I think you're worth it, don't you?
I say that all the time. You're worth it.
Yeah.
And they got a
$299.
30-day money back guarantee. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Like if you say at day 29, and I just want to say this, Onyx, like, we've enrolled a lot of people, right? Like, I mean, you don't have to enroll the amount of people that Scott and I have enrolled to go senior presidential director. Our son Bo has enrolled about 50 and he's senior presidential director. We've enrolled about 1,000. I just like that third way of making money where we capitalize on 25, 20, 20. So I'm going to keep enrolling. Plus, I really feel called to help 1 million people. But what I realize is, when you're looking at this business, whether it's 20 people that you sponsor, 40 people, it's not a certain number, right? It's never a certain number, because what happens is you never know who's going to take hold of this business and run with it. You never know who's going to grow that you don't even know. Let me say that again. You don't know who's going to grow that you don't even know. Some of these people are on your downline sharing and caring, and you never met them in your life because they're 8 levels deep, right? So it's not about a certain number, but I will tell you this. We have sponsored 1,000. Do you know that we've not had one person in 1 year exercise the money back guarantee, Onyx?
I know. It's incredible.
Not a single person.
It's incredible. Yeah. And what I tell everybody is, you don't know who your friends know. And I love taking everybody back to, why are we all here? You know why we're all here, you all? Because of a chimney sweep. And a chimney sweep walked across the street and told a girlfriend of mine, Kathy, in California, to lift up her hair, and he was going to put a patch on her. The chimney sweep had no idea that Kathy knew Onyx Cole. No idea. And so just because you're patching one of your friends, you don't know who your friends know. That's the beautiful thing about network marketing. You work your business each and every day. You work a little bit each and every day, and you watch over time it builds. For me, I wear the patch. I go and work out. Whether I'm at the gym learning to sprint, whether I'm at a hot yoga studio, I've got a patch on, and inevitably 3 people a day, at least, sometimes 5, 6, 7 people say, what is that? Oh, it's a stem cell activation patch. Really? Yes, it's affordable. It's affordable? Yeah. I want to know more about it. Great. Give me your cell phone number and I'm going to text you a link. What do I text them? startx39.com. I don't tell them anything else. But now I have their contact details, and guess what? I can now follow up.
Absolutely.
It's a simple business. It takes consistency. It's all been set up for you to succeed. And there's no difference in any one of us. We all put our jeans on one leg at a time. There's
Amen.
space for everyone at the top of this business, at the top of this comp plan. Will it take you a week? Will it take you a month? Will it take you a year? Will it take you 3 years? Does it really matter? I went to college. It took me 5 years to get a college degree, hoping to get a job that would pay me $60,000 a year. Hello?
Yeah.
5 years I invested in network marketing. It's highly likely you'll make more than that in 5 years. And I invested 5 years so that I could get a college degree. So
yeah, and the big difference is,
let's
just say it, Onyx, the big difference is you were going to all that college, paying money to get your education before you made your first dollar.
Yep.
You know, here's the thing with network marketing. I always think the reason some people say, well, not many people have success. I'm like, whoever wants to have success will have the success. It's not a limited number, but I think anytime you have an opportunity where there's a low startup, I mean, can you imagine being a medical doctor, going to school to be a medical doctor and just quitting? Or opening a franchise like a Chick-fil-A and say, well, it didn't work out week one, I'm done. It's because you invested like 5 million. Here, because it's a lower startup, it's kind of this notion where like, well, I only invested this. You know, for me, I don't think of it like that. I think of like anybody can do it. Anybody can invest. It doesn't matter if they're 18 or 20, like our son, Bo, 23, like anybody can do this business. We literally have 18-year-olds in our business and we have 95-year-olds, Onyx. And so because of that low price point, that low entrance point, I don't think of it as a negative. I think of it as an incredible positive. And what's going to happen is those who want to build, those who want to decide, right? Those who want to decide, plan, and act, take the action, are going to be the ones that are making the money. And so if you treat it like a business, it's going to reward you royally. Like, I mean, if I told you like the conversations we have with our son, Bo, he just graduated with a college degree, 23 years old. He's learned more from LifeWave than 5 years of college, just like you said, Onyx. And I actually said to him the other day, I said, hey, how was college? He goes, they don't really teach you that much. And, you know, the hands-on business opportunity. And it was great though, because it allowed him to run track and he's a stellar athlete, has incredible discipline. But the relationships he created there, he can go back now and share the patch with those teachers, those students, those athletic trainers, right? And so it's just another group of demographic that he can share the patch with. But he said, I cannot believe the amount of information you learn by doing in this business. So this is like a real doing business. It's like, it's not like I'm going to understand the comp plan perfectly and then I'm going to do something, right, guys? If you're still studying the comp plan and you haven't patched 3 people, 331, or talked to 3 people, that's the problem. Like, you can't study the comp plan to have great success. You've got to take the action to have great success. This is actually the business that rewards the doers, Onyx, right?
Yep. It's not an entitlement business, but the doing is very simple and you can do it in the nooks and crannies of your life. This whole system has been set up for you to be able to build this in the nooks and crannies of your life. So what a fantastic call today. Oh my gosh. I knew Renita would be amazing. I can't wait to see you. It's like less than 10 days, I think, right?
I know. I'm so excited. I can't wait. We're just going to hug it out. So this is it. These guys, Steve and Gina and Onyx, they've reduced the price is still the early bird rate, you guys. So I'm telling you, listen, this couple, this team, these people, they want you to win. Sometimes they want you to win more than you want to win yourself, right? That's why you got to get around the belief. But this is a convention. They've extended the early bird pricing to August 11th. You got to get in there. Here's what I suggest doing. Buy a 10-pack. Buy a 10-pack for your whole team. Buy 10 tickets so that you can push it out to your team. Give it away as incentives, because if you go, you grow. If your team goes, everybody wins. It's going to be explosion. Like I said, explosion of miracles and explosion of God's goodness. So that's all.
Now the price is going to increase. It has to increase because we have to give a number to the caterer. So don't expect that it's going to stay like this all the way till we get to the very end. We have to give a number to the caterer. We have a huge number of people that are already coming. It's absolutely fantastic. David Schmidt is going to be there. Renita's going to be there. Steve and Gina are going to be there. Mike and Sahi are going to be there. Matt and Kim are going to be there, and on and on and on and on and on. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I'm literally, look, I've been at it all day working at what God's been dropping in for what I'm going to talk about. I'm really
I love it.
excited. I'm
I
really
love it.
excited. So
Yeah.
thank you everybody for tuning in today. You've got another basically day and a half until the end of the week. So continue to do your 3-3-1. I tell everyone, build locally. I was on a Zoom call the other day and they're like, Onyx, what about this country? And Onyx, what about that country? I'm like, why don't you just build in your own country? We're legally open in 75 countries, you all. Walk out the door, look to the left, there's people. Look to the right, there's people. You'll find people everywhere you are. So just patch and build the business where you are. Don't try to open up or build in new countries. Build right where you are. The opportunity is right in front of you right now. And you just so you know, Renita, you look so beautiful. Your skin is so clear. I can't wait to see you.
Geez, thanks. Thanks. It's kind of rainy here today. So I need to get one of those ring lights. I don't have one of those. And so
I don't either.
Yeah. I just think let the inside, I'm so full of God's light in this patch at this point that it's just flowing out of me. It's just pouring out of me.
You look good. You look good.
If it's not yet, put another patch on. Let's go.
There you go. Well, everybody have a blessed Saturday. Thank you so much.
God
Bye,
bless
everyone.
all of you.
See you at
This is
Sit.
it. Bye-bye.